Hey you guys, welcome back and welcome if you are new. My name is Sam and welcome to my kitchen. It is so hot down here, but I'm going to turn on my oven and we're going to make a cornbread tamale pie for dinner today. We're currently under a week-long heat advisory, so that's always fun. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna make this delicious cornbread tamale pie. I have had this recipe since the late 1990s. I say about 97, 98, maybe around there. Every time I would go visit my aunt, she would make this particular recipe. I have another recipe for cornbread tamale pie on my website, but I will leave both of the links in the description box for you guys so you can check them both out. But I asked my aunt for this recipe because I have not had it in such a long time, and we're going to make it today, and it does not disappoint. It's so good. You can make this in a cast iron pot or a cast iron skillet or any other kind of skillet that you have that is stovetop to oven safe. If not, you can just cook everything in a skillet and then put it in a baking dish, a greased or buttered baking dish, and it will work just fine. So we're going to start out with chopping up some vegetables. I have an onion, a bell pepper here, and we're going to dice up some or mince up some garlic. Now, I did 2 cloves of garlic. Sometimes I will do 2, sometimes I will do 3 in a recipe if it calls for 2. It just depends. So we got that going, and now we're going to set our oven to 425 degrees. And while that's preheating, we're going to go ahead and make my stewed green beans. I absolutely love these. I make them pretty much the exact same way every single time I make them. You can do this with fresh green beans, frozen green beans, canned green beans. It all works perfectly fine. So you're going to put your green beans into a saucepan with some chicken broth, and then you're going to add, you can do either bacon or bacon grease. I am currently out of bacon. I know it's a shame, but I've got tons of bacon grease and it works fine. I'm going to add a little bit of brown sugar, and then we're going to season this up with a tiny bit of salt and some black pepper. I'm going to throw in some diced onions, and then we're just going to mix this all up and make sure everything is kind of combined, and then we're just going to put a lid on this and let this cook until everything is nice and cooked down. It usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. If you want to cook it longer, you will probably need to add a little bit more chicken broth to this. So just keep an eye on it so you don't burn it. So while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and start on the tamale pie. Like I said, you guys, this is so good, and I haven't had it in such a long time. And I pulled out my recipe book and I was like, yes, we're making this today. So I've got my cast iron here, and we're just going to add a little bit of oil because this is a pretty lean beef. If you have a fattier beef, you don't have to worry about adding the oil. And then you're going to add your bell pepper and your onion, and then you're just going to break this all up together, kind of separate it a little bit, and then you're going to go in and season this up with some salt and pepper. I would go a little easy on the salt and pepper. You can always add more, but once you add too much, it's not a good thing. So add a little bit as you go. Once you get that salt and pepper in there, you can just mix it all together, and then you're just going to let this cook until the ground beef is nice and cooked through. It should take about 10 to 12 minutes maybe. Just make sure that ground beef is cooked completely through and those vegetables are nice and tender. And then you're going to go in and add your garlic. Now with garlic, it doesn't take long at all for garlic to cook, about 30 seconds. So add that in there, give it a stir, and then cook it for about 30 seconds. Once it gets fragrant, you can add in some tomato paste. I did about 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste. I like to cook the tomato paste in with the ground beef, so that way it kind of deepens the flavor of the tomato paste. So make sure you mix that in pretty well. Once you get that all mixed in, you're going to let that cook for about a minute or two, and then you're going in with your spices. I've got some chili powder, smoked paprika, cumin, and some oregano. And you're just going to mix that and let that cook for about 30 more seconds or so, just to allow those spices to release some of their flavor. So it doesn't take long for the spices to develop their flavor. And then you're going to go in with some tomato sauce. I had some crushed tomatoes that I had used in a previous recipe, so I'm just adding that. So if you want to use crushed tomatoes, it'll work just fine. You're going to mix that all together, and then you're going to add in some beef broth. I added about 1/2 cup. If you want it a little bit more saucy, you can add 3/4 cup of broth. And then you're going to open a can of corn. You can do frozen corn as well. I had some canned corn on hand, so that's what I'm using. Just make sure that you rinse it very well. And then you're just going to add that into your beef mixture. And then you're going to add some black beans. Now, I thought I had black beans on hand. I did not, so I am subbing the black beans for cannellini beans, but any beans will work fine. They will add, each bean will add a different flavor to the dish, so it's okay. I prefer to use black beans, but any can of black beans or any can of beans that you have on hand will work just fine. So make sure you drain those and rinse those very well, and then add those into the beef mixture. And then you're going to give that a stir and make sure everything is well combined. Once you get that all nice and combined, you can go in and give it a taste and see if you need to add a little bit more salt and pepper. And then you're going to turn the heat down, and you're going to let this simmer about 10 to 15 minutes to thicken up. In the meantime, I'm going to check on my green beans here, and they are done and they are looking good. So I just turn the heat off, pop the lid back on that, and they will be good to go while everything else finishes up. Now we're going to make the topping, the cornbread topping for the tamale pie. Now here I'm adding in some cornmeal. You're going to add about 3/4 cup of cornmeal, about 1/4 cup of flour, and then you're going to add in a little bit of salt, about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then you're going to add in about 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and then you're just going to give that a mix just to make sure that the baking powder isn't lumpy. You don't want to bite down on that, so just mix it very well. Once you get that all nice and combined, you can go in and add about 1 tablespoon of sugar. I just eyeballed it, which is about maybe 3/4 tablespoon. You can leave it out if you don't want it to have like a little sweet taste to it. And then you're going to mix that together, and then you're going to combine all of your wet ingredients. So in my little measuring cup here, I've got 3/4 cup, or excuse me, 1/2 cup of buttermilk and 1 egg. And you're just going to combine the two very, very well. Make sure that egg is nice and combined into that buttermilk. And then you're just going to add your wet ingredients into your dry ingredients. So I added the milk and egg mixture into my dry mixture, and then I'm going to add in about 2 tablespoons of butter. It wasn't really completely melted, but that's fine. It's going to get mixed in. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this with a whisk. I tried to do it with a whisk, but it was too thick. So I swapped out that whisk for a little rubber spatula, and then just go in and mix everything until it is all nice and combined. You do not want to overmix this because it will make the cornbread kind of tough, and you want it light and airy. The cornbread, when it cooks, it will absorb some of that liquid in the base, the beef mixture. So if you want it a little bit saucy, and you can just cook it down to however thick you want it. And then once you add that cornbread mixture on the top, it will soak up some of those juices into the cornbread, and it will just be absolutely delicious. So here I am. I tasted this, and then I just added a tiny bit of salt and a ton of pepper, because we love pepper on pretty much all things savory. And then I'm just going to give that a little mix, and I'm going to kind of flatten the top of this a little bit, because it's just going to be much easier to spread the cornbread mixture on top. And then you're just going to dollop little, or plop it on there. You're going to like spread it out anyway, so it doesn't have to be pretty, and it's not all going to go to the edges of the mixture, so just spread it out as best as you can. So once you get that all on there, I just used a spoon. I just found it much easier to spread it out. If you don't want the cornmeal mixture as thick, you can definitely add in a little bit more buttermilk or milk to this, and it will be a little bit more pourable. But since the cornbread is going to soak up some of the juices from the beef mixture, I like it a little bit thicker so it soaks up some of that juice, and it just gets absolutely delicious. And then you're just going to put that in the oven, and you're going to bake this for about 20 to 25 minutes until the top is nice and golden brown and the cornbread is cooked through. And then you're just going to remove this, and you're going to let this sit for about 10 minutes before you serve it, so that cornbread can absorb some of that liquid. And then you're ready to go. Everything is done, and you're ready to plate this up. So I'm just setting everything out, and my daughter has already made her plate because she was hungry, and so now I'm just making my plate, and she was talking to me off camera. So I'm just making my plate. I'm going to add a little bit of that tamale pie. You guys, this was so good. It was absolutely delicious. So I'm having a little bit of that, and then I'm going to serve some of the stewed green beans on the side. And it was so good. If you haven't tried my stewed green beans, you should. I will leave them linked in the description box below for you guys as well. But that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new, or if you haven't yet. And I will see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. See y'all soon.